So continuing the discussion about the state model of the linear systems. So with the previous session we have seen how to write a general set of equations for a n number of state variables. So in this notation, so x1 dot, x2 dot up to xn dot, they represent n number of uh, state variables there. Okay, so this complete set represents the state equations. So therefore, this complete set of equations they can be represented in the form of matrix. So as we were discussing, so x dot of t, it includes all x1 dot, x2 dot up to xn dot. That is n number of uh, rate of change of state variable elements are there. This is equal to matrix A into x of t, where x of t are state variables, plus b into u of t. U of t is the applied input. Okay. So therefore, where so we have given the description of this also. So matrix A is a thing, but it is a matrix of all the coefficients of the state variables in the equation 1. Similarly, the matrix B, so this is obtained from the coefficients of u of t vector. So then similarly continuing with the same topic, it is not only the equation state equations, so we also have to write the output response or the output equation. So therefore here some or set of output equations are written. They are like this. So y1 of t equal to c11 into x1 of t plus c2 plus c12 into x2 of t. So it continues up to n number of terms. Similarly, there may be p number of output variables. So as discussed in the general block diagram, okay, so there may be p number of output equations. So therefore, so there are p number of output equations as described, and at the same time here the coefficients of the state variables x1 x2 x3 etc, so they are represented by the Cij term. Okay. So in the output equations Cij terms are used to represent the coefficients, okay, and Dij are the constant terms. Okay. So totally there are Aij, Bij, Cij and Dij terms, and there are four matrices: matrix A, matrix B, C and D. So matrix A and B are related with the state equations here. Okay, so matrix A and B are related with the state equations, and matrix C and D, okay, so are related with the output equation. Matrix C and D, okay, they are related with the output equation. So here also the entire set of equations, output equations, can be written in the form of a matrix. Okay, so therefore y of t equal to capital C into x of t. So x of t are nothing but our state variables plus d into u of t applied input. Okay, so where y of t is nothing but it's a p cross 1 output vector it is. So p cross 1, p number of rows are there, it means p number of responses are there, and C is a p cross n output matrix. So C is defined as a p cross n output matrix. It simply contains all the coefficients of state variables in the output equation. So C is C11, C12 up to C11. So therefore there are it's a P cross N output matrix. Okay, so now it is not N cross N, it is P cross N. So because here P represents the number of responses. Okay, so P number of responses can have N number of state variables. This is what is the meaning. So P number of output equations can have N number of state variables in them. Okay. So therefore to represent that, the coefficient matrix C is a P cross N matrix it is. So P cross N output matrix. Similarly, if the output equation contains some of the input terms here, those coefficients are named as dPm. Okay. So Dij, in general it is Dij. Similarly, it is possible to represent the matrix D. Okay. So the matrix D is again it's a coefficient matrix. Its size is also P cross M. So its size is a P cross M, and it is known as a P cross M transmission matrix. So therefore, the entire set of the linear equations and the output equations in case of linear system. Okay, so it consists of 4 matrices A, B, C, D. Okay, so this is a general description about the state model, okay, of a linear system. So, it's a state model of the linear system. So let us consider some numerical example to understand how exactly to write all these equations, and also how to extract matrix A, B as well as matrix C and D. So for that, let us consider one example, and still to complete that the general description of the state model. So finally we can conclude like this. We have two set of equations. One is state equations and other one is the output equation. The state equation is x dot of t, that is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t, and the last output equation is represented as y of t, that is equal to c into x of t plus d into u of t. So the a, b, c, d are the relevant matrix in the corresponding either state equation or in the output equation. Okay, so therefore here we have an example to clearly understand how to write the state equations and how to extract the matrix A, B, C and D. Let us again consider the same mechanical system with one mass, zero friction, displacement x of t and the velocity v of t, and the applied forces f of t. So this is what is a given mechanical system. So for this we have to obtain the state model. Okay, so previously we have written the state model in case of a very general condition by considering n number of equations and all. So but here particularly for this particular system we have to write the state model. Okay, so therefore state model is nothing but it comprises of all the state equations and the output equations. Okay, so this is a given translational mechanical system with one mass, applied f of t, and v of t is a velocity, and x of t is a displacement, and here the 0 b. So therefore for such a system, how to obtain the state model is the question now. Okay. So now to obtain the state model, first we have to identify the states. So here okay. So now for the previously shown mechanical system, so we are extracting the we are first trying to write the state equations and later on the output equation. But before that, first we have to identify the state variables. Okay. So therefore here is a description. Displacement x of t and velocity v of t. So they are considered as the state variables. Okay. So in the mechanical system, the displacement x of t and the velocity v of t are considered as the state variables. Okay. So after considering these two as a state variables, now we are defining them. That is, we are exactly giving the notations x1, x2, x3, etc. to the state variable. So therefore, now define that x1 equal to x of t. Okay, x1 represents the first state variable, and this is equal to the displacement x of t. Similarly, x2 is equal to, it's a second state variable, that is equal to v of t. So that is v of t is velocity. Okay, so there are two state variables x1 and x2. x1 is nothing but x of t and x2 is equal to v of t. And also whatever this f of t is there, it is nothing but u of t. This is according to the terminology of the state variables. Okay, so by referring to the general block diagram, we have considered u number of applied inputs. So therefore, here f of t is considered as u of t. U of t is nothing but it is the input. So here input is nothing but applied force f of t. So this is what is the first declaration. So how many state variables are there? Then what are those? So two state variables are there, x1 and x2. In that, x1 is equal to displacement x of t and x2 is equal to velocity v of t, and u of t is nothing but the applied force f of t. So then we know that to write the state equations, we have to write in the form of rate of change of state variables. So that is, we have to write in the form of d by dt of x of t, d by dt of v of t. Okay, so we have to see that d by dt of x of t is equal to what? Similarly, d by dt of v of t equal to what? So therefore, we take the help of this basic relation that F equal to m into a, mass into acceleration. So therefore, acceleration is equal to 1 by m into f of t. Okay, so this relation is known F equal to m mass, given mass into acceleration. So therefore, acceleration a equal to 1 by m into f of t. But acceleration a is nothing but d by dt of velocity v of t, rate of change of v of t. So therefore, d by dt of v of t equal to 1 by m into f of t. So this is one relation established, because this is only we want. We want to write d by dt of x of t and d by dt of v of t. Okay, so therefore now from this f equal to ma equation, we have obtained one relation, that is d by dt of v of t equal to this much, that is 1 by m into f of t. Okay, so still we have to write what is this d by dt of x of t also. Okay, so therefore the two state equations are, we know that d by dt of x of t is nothing but v of t only. Okay, so rate of change of x of t is nothing but the velocity v of t. Okay, so this itself can be considered as equation 1, because we need rate of change of our state variable. Okay, so here state variable is a displacement. So rate of change of displacement is equal to velocity v of t. Okay. Similarly, from this relation, rate of change of velocity is nothing but acceleration. This acceleration a is equal to 1 by m into f of t. Okay, so therefore, with the help of these two definitions of, or the relation between displacement, velocity and acceleration, it is possible to establish these two state equations. One is d by dt of x of t equal to v of t, call it as equation 1, and d by dt of v of t, that is equal to 1 by m into f of t. Okay, so once the two state equations are ready, so we are simply refining them now. So because we have to write all our state equations in the form of, or in terms of state variables only. So therefore, in above equation 1 and 2, so we will make these replacements. So x of t is nothing but our first state variable. Okay, now still equation 1 and 2 are in the form of displacement and velocity only. Okay, so we have not yet written in the form of state variables notation. State variable notation is not used. So therefore here x of t we have taken it as x1. This is declared in the beginning itself. x1 equal to x of t and x2 equal to v of t. So now we will bring these notations x1 and x2 notation in equation 1 and 2. So modifying 1 and 2 equation by substituting x of t as x1 and v of t as x2. Okay, it looks like this. So therefore we can now write d by dt of x1. Okay, d by dt of x, why x1? Because x1 is equal to x of t, that's why. So d by dt of x1 equal to, okay, it is v of t. V of t is nothing but x2 variable for us. Okay, so this we have defined. x2 is nothing but v of t. So therefore wherever v of t is there, in that place we will write x2. So this is one equation. The other equation, in second equation also we will put the same terms. So d by dt of, instead of v of t, now we will write it as x2. D by dt of x2, that is equal to, okay, 1 by m into f of t, but f is nothing but u of t. F is nothing but u of t. Okay. So now we have replaced all our physical system parameters in the form of state variables. Okay, now the state variable notation is brought in equation 1 and 2. So therefore d by dt of x1 equal to x2 and d by dt of x2 equal to 1 by m into u of t. Therefore we will write in the dot notation form. So d by dt of x1 is nothing but x1 dot, that is equal to x2. So this we will call it as a equation 3, and this is the modified or refined equation. Similarly, d by dt of x2 can be written as x2 dot, that is equal to 1 by m into u of t, 1 by m into u of t. So this is equation. Okay. So therefore using 1 and 2 we have arrived at equation 3 and 4. So now these equation 3 and 4, they can be combined, they can be compared of course with the standard equation. Now in the previous state model, these equations only we have written up to what? Up to n number of times, x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot, up to xn dot. Okay, so it is just like this is the general model. Okay, so this was a general model. X1 dot equal to some a11 into x1 plus a12 into x2. Okay, so here x1, x2, x3 etc. are nothing but n number of state variables, and u1, u2, u3 etc. they are the m number of input variables, and a11, a12 etc. they are all the coefficients. Okay, so now here n number of state variables are there, because that's why we have written n number of equations. Now in this mechanical example, in this particular example, so we only have what? Two state variables. Only two state variables are there, so therefore we have the two equations. We have two state equation, that is equation 3 and x1 dot equal to x2, x2 dot equal to 1 by m into u of t. Okay. So now we will compare these standard, compare equation 3 and 4 with the standard equations. Okay, so whatever previously we have written the standard equations, now we will compare those, okay, with these 3 and 4. So now I'll rewrite the standard equations which will suit to our requirement, that is according to the problem, depending on number of state variables. I have reduced the dimension of the state equations according to the number of state variables available for this particular problem. So now here there are only two state variables. So therefore x1 dot equation, x1 dot equal to a11 into x1 plus a12 into x2. So x1, x2 are the only two state variables we have. That's why. If there were one more state variable, then we would have written as a13 into x3 also. Okay, so therefore here number of terms depend on the number of state variables. So two state variables in this problem, therefore we will limit our equations to only two terms, plus b11 into u1. Why only u1? Because only one f of t is there, only one input f of t is there, that's why its coefficient b11 into u1. That's all. Similarly second equation, so we have to write second equation also, because we have two state variables. So therefore x2 dot equal to so when you are writing the second equation, so 2 is the subscript, so a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus b21 u1. Okay. So this will further continue depending on the number of state variables. So as we have only two state variables here, okay, so we have only x1 and x2, and correspondingly their coefficients are a21 and a22. That's all. And here also in this input part we have only one f of t, that's why we have b21 into u1. That's all. If there were one more, then we would have written as b22 into u2 also. So now this is a standard equation first. Now this standard equation we will convert it in the matrix form. So therefore x1 dot x2 dot equal to, okay, column vector x1 dot x2 dot equal to. So now we are trying to write in the form of matrix. So this is a matrix A. It is. A is a matrix of coefficients of state variables. So here the state variable coefficients are a11, a12, a21 and a22. Okay. So therefore here we will write a11, a12, a21, a22 into the two state variables x1 into x2. So we have decomposed it in the form of the product. Okay. So these two equations are represented in the form of factored form. Okay. Plus here this is a vector b11, b21, and it is as it is a common input u1, u1. So simply we can write a single notation u. That's all. Okay. If there is no distinction, so same input is applied used in both the equation. Therefore b11, b21 into u. So this is one major representation. So let us call this as equation 5. Equation 5. So now we'll come back to that equation 3 and 4. Okay. So equation 3 and 4 we have represented in this form. Now we will rewrite equation 3 and 4 according to the standard notation. According to the standard notation. How it is? See now, first I will have to write x1 dot. Okay. So what is x1 dot? It is a11 into x1 plus a12 into x2 plus b11 into u1. Okay. Now compare this equation with our equation 3. In equation 3, for x1 dot, I don't have x1 term here, and even u term is also not there. Okay. So therefore, we will put all those two terms 0, 0, and we will retain only x2. And the coefficient of x2 is 1 here. Coefficient of x2 is 1. Okay. So therefore now equation 3 is written in the standard form as x1 dot equal to 0 into x1. Okay. So I'm trying to convert equation 3 in this form. Okay. But wherever coefficients are not there, for them I'll put 0. And as x2 is present, I will write only its coefficient. That's all. So therefore 0 into x1 plus, so here its coefficient is 1. So 1 into x2 plus, we don't have any other u term and all. Therefore 0 into u. Okay, this is 0 into u. So that is first equation. Similarly, the second equation should also be written in the second equation standard format. So x2 dot equal to, now this has, you just observe here equation 4. So this equation 4, it doesn't have any x1 or x2, both are 0, 0. It contains only the input term u of t, that's all. So therefore, x2 dot equal to 0 into x1 plus 0 into x2 plus coefficient is 1 by m. Okay, so this 1 by m is nothing but this b2u. This is a coefficient 1 by m into u of t. So here I have written it as 1 by m into u. So once we represent x1 dot and x2 dot, that is state equations, in standard notation, so we will convert them into their matrix notation. So x1 dot, x2 dot, they will remain as it is. This is equal to. So now our coefficients are, okay, in place of a11, a12, a21, a22, we have 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 0. So now fill up those four coefficients in this matrix 0, 1, 0, 0 into x1, x2. So this is same. This x1, x2, here also x1 into x2, x1, x2 separately. Plus here this vector b11, b21. Now in place of b11, b21 vector, what I have? 0 and 1 by m. 0 and 1 by m. Okay, so 0, 1 by m into u. Okay, now just compare equation 5 and 6. 5 and 6. So these are the two standard equations whose dimensionality is reduced according to the given problem, so that it contains only two state variables and one input. Okay, and hence there are only two state equations, and according to that we have written in its matrix form a11 a12 a21 a22 coefficients into x1 x2 plus this b vector. Now already we have derived 3 and 4 equations, state equations from the given problem. Next what we are trying to do is we will bring this 3 and 4 into standard form. In the standard form, wherever coefficients are not there, for that state variable we will take the coefficient value as 0. Okay, so suppose in this equation there is no x1. Why x1 is not there? Because its coefficient a11 is 0. That's why 0 into x1 plus 1 into x2, because I have to write x2 and its coefficient is 1 also. So 1 into x2 plus again 0 into 1. Similarly, equation 4 is also written according to the standard formula. So by writing in this form, it is easy for me to identify the first matrix, that is matrix A it is, whose coefficients are 0, 1, 0, 0. And obviously this 0 and 1 by m. Okay, so this is a matrix B it is. This is matrix B. So now this is what is a model. This is what is a state variable model for the given system. Okay, this is equation 6. But it is not complete because we have to write output equation also. Now we have simply written only state equations now, x1 dot x2 dot. Okay, so we have to complete output equation also. Now for the output equation, what is the output in this case? Just see here. What output I have considered here is, the output equation is y of t equal to x of t, because for this mechanical system the output y of t is nothing but displacement of the mass. That's why y of t is equal to x of t. But x of t is my first state variable x1. Okay, so x of t is my first state variable x1. So therefore y of t equal to x1. So I have to change this displacement and velocity into standard state equation form. Therefore y of t is equal to x1. In the form of state variables only, I have to write all the equations. Okay. Now from this equation I will have to extract matrix C and D. So for that I need to represent y of t in standard notation. Okay. So therefore in a standard form the output is written as y of t equal to C11 into x1 of t, C11 into x1 of t. So from where this equation has come? It has come from the general model of the state variables. Okay. So there we have defined p number of output equations. But here in this system there is only one output, that is y1. There is only one output, that is displacement. So therefore there is no need to, I mean we cannot write multiple number of output equations also. So only one output equation, that is y of t equal to C11 into x1 of t plus C12 into x2 of t. So why these two are required? Because I have two state variables, that's why. So this is a standard form, C11 into x1 of t plus C12 into x2 of t, okay, plus D11 into u of t. So as there is only one input, so only D11 is included. Okay, so this is a general equation to represent the output. So now in order to obtain matrix C and D, I have to change this standard equation. Okay, that is I have to write whatever this y of t equal to x1 equation is there in the standard notation. So how to convert this into standard notation? So wherever state variables are not there, their coefficients have to make it as 0. So here only x1 state variable is present with coefficient 1. Okay. Therefore the coefficient of x2 is 0. At the same time the coefficient of x2 is 0. At the same time the coefficient of u of t is also 0. That is, this d11 term is also 0. So therefore now I'll rewrite the above equation in this form. So y or y of t equal to 1 into x1, 1 into x1. This is because here coefficient is 1. 1 into x1 plus this C12 coefficient, it is 0 because there is no x2 term in this equation, that's why. So 0 into x2 plus 0 into u of t. So once this conversion is over, now we can write the matrix C and D. And now this y equation should also be decomposed like this. So y equal to, write only the coefficients 1 and 0. This 1 and 0. This is matrix C it is. With one row and 2 columns. Okay. That's why it is P cross n matrix. It is P cross n matrix. So P is 1 and n is 2. N is nothing but number of state variables. So number of columns here is equal to number of state variables. That's why we have y equal to 1 and 0. 1, 0 into x1, x2. Just multiply, you'll get back the same equation. Plus 0 into u of t. 0 into u of t. Now this is a scalar as we have only one f of t. Okay, otherwise we would have written a vector if there were more inputs. Therefore, now this is a solution. Of course, as 0 into u of t is there, you can exclude that term, and y can be simply represented as 1 0 into x1 x2. That's all. Okay. So this you can consider as the last equation sum. And this 1 is 0. This 1 cross 2 matrix. This 1 cross 2 matrix can be considered as matrix C. This is a C matrix. And this 0 is a D matrix. D matrix. Okay. So equation 6 and 7. What is the equation 6? 6 is nothing but as previously derived. That is state equations. State equations. Okay. That is equation 6. And this is 7. So these two combine. Okay. So they represent state models. State models are nothing but the set of equations only. One is state equations, other one is the output equation. So combiningly these two represent the state models. So this is one simple example by considering the mechanical system. This was equation 6. Okay, so what is equation 6? The last equation. Okay, so after converting into standard form and whatever we have decomposed and written in matrix form, this is equation. This is one result. Okay. So 6, which represents the state equations, and equation 7, which represent output equation. Okay, so they jointly represent the state model for the given mechanical system. What was the given mechanical system? This is the mechanical system. So for this mechanical system, the equation 6 and 7 are the state models. Okay. So we'll discuss further some more examples related to this.